I suppose the title of this one will be why I don't go deep into politics. I mean, I've spoken of this before, but it's been some time, so I think it's time for a refresher. This one would be inspired by, I think to pronounce it would be Pieter Steenkamp. I think I put it in Google Translate to detect the language and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. So, it says it's a Dutch name. So I don't know. Guy, girl, from the last thing I got, I can assume that it might be a girl. But that's really besides the point. That really is. Because to me, I look at YouTube, I look at these names. I don't know who's on the other side of the screen. So to me, they're just a person. That's how I do it. Unless I know definitely what gender it is, it's a person. But this argument blew up when I was listening to Roughly America, or for some reason, sometimes they hold up a sign that will say The Resident. I'm not really sure what's really going on, but this one was on Contact, and it was the destruction of an independent press with Mark Crispin Miller. I was listening to it and when I listen to things like this, I admit these guys, look, they're way over my head. They are. Deep politics and overly deep social situations are over my head. They are. And I like to keep it that way to an extent. Reason being is because for me, once you get deep into politics or anything, you tend to become a part of it. Sort of like that age-old adage of you live in a town long enough, you become a part of it. Well, town, city, or whatnot. And that's true. It's all an environment, and you're living there. And the longer you live there, the longer you absorb those mannerisms, and then you become a part of the environment. And you can move out. And that's when they say, you can take the person out of the city, but not the city out of the person. And you can put town, country, nation, or ideology or something. It's all encompassing. So when it comes to this, now I'm not going to say this particular thing because it's all things when I'm listening to Rupley, they're deep. So what you get are people who has so much experience in what they do and what they've learned that they fall into that category. As I used with Peter is like an undercover cop. Yeah, the idea is to sneak in, get the facts on the drug ring, but then you end up being a part of it and then recruiting other cops just because you can stay ahead of things by doing it that way. That's what, and when it comes to politics, think of Justice Democrats. Cenk Uygur started Justice Democrats. Why? Because he wanted to invade the Democratic Party instead of starting a new party. And what has happened? The Justice Democrats don't necessarily, the organization doesn't necessarily support the new Justice Democrats out there like they should. And then they found they had to research hardcore to find crap on Cenk Uygur to push him out. And once he was pushed out, then Kyle Kalinske left. And those are the two founders of the organization. And when that happened, then everyone else did what? They was like, we don't trust this organization. We don't like them. And there's a thing going on where Cenk and Kyle are still saying, look, we're not in it, but we still support the idea because we need this. That's kind of what happens with everything when it comes to the deep politics. If you learn everything about how our federal government reserve and all that work, then it's not just the surface anymore. You're not on the surface, so you can't say this is how you fix it. Then you get to learn all those nooks and crannies, twists and turns, and then you start. What you start doing is not saying we need to fix it and this is how. You go into, okay, this does need to be fixed. It needs to be reformed. So we need to find a good way to do that. We need to have a conversation about it. We need to talk about it. And we need to get it to the people to understand what's really going on and why this is happening to them or around them or whatnot. And now you become just as much of a talking head or talking point or bobblehead as anyone else who finds a way to stall, because politics is predominantly about stalling until no one gets what they want and only a small group of people get what they said they're going to get, and then move on to the next subject, or blast everyone with so many topic and issues and talking points that everyone is divided and split on exactly which ones to talk about or how to talk about it, that they're patriot checking each other. They are trying to recruit others onto their tribal side, defend their tribal side, even especially with the backfire effect. And you realize at some point, I hope that you would realize you've lost the entire meaning of what the hell you was trying to do. And you're no longer trying to fix it. You're just arguing with everyone else about it. So when this was talk, I was waiting for a solution, but like everyone else, they only tell you the problem and who to blame, but not how to solve it. This country is so anti-solution, it's stupid on the line of crazy. That got some pushback. I got 6 thumbs up to that, and I'm appreciative of that. Whoever did that, I'm very appreciative to all 6 of those people. I think they get what I'm trying to say, because now Chris Hedges and Mark Crispin Miller, they probably did throw out the possible solutions. They probably did, but they are honestly so experienced that they know what they can say and they know what they mean. And it was probably just over my head. They probably mentioned tons of solutions. I just couldn't hear it. I might have to listen to this 3, 4, 5 times, but that's just me. When it comes to things that I don't understand, I take pretty much the word literally. Whatever you're saying, it's literal. I start seeing pictures of what you're saying. Everyone's got their thing, and nobody would say the stuff that I'm saying because they're afraid of being pushed out and shamed and shunned and insulted. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't put you out there, if you don't tell the truth about yourself when it comes to your thought process and things like that, and you're trying to have a voice out there, if you can't tell the truth about yourself, then you've already shamed and shunned and insulted yourself. That's how I see it. And I don't want to be that person. I have a thought process on things sometimes. Sometimes it's just a bunch of bees with random information flying around my head, and I got to pick out which bees are the ones that I need the most, and other bees come in and try to mess with that bee, and it's just jumbled in my head. And on this, I am struggling to stay on topic because in my head right now, I got 10 other topics that just branch from a few things I said here. Which I just did that. Now, when it comes to Pieter Steenkamp, I'm not sure if that's your name or not. And I told this person that I was going to do a thing on this because people, I'm like, people need to know. I stay on the surface and why I stay on the surface. That, to me, is simple. Okay? Now, she says, I was pissed off at a lot of things. And, I was like, this person just being a damn social justice warrior. But I didn't even say it that way. I was like, no, I'm pretty much, if I click this thing's going to scroll like crazy. I was just declarative, you're a social justice warrior, yada, yada. And this person, Peter, was like, you're using a right-wing term and things like that. And I was like, really? And to me, I really wasn't really caring. I'm like, look, if it fits, it fits. It don't matter. That's how I was raised. That's literally the environment, home, school, jobs. It was, if it is, it is. Damn how you feel about it. Damn what you know. If it is, it is. If it fits, it fits. Shut up. That's pretty much the entire environment where I grew up. That's where honestly the majority of us grow up. We just hear it in different forms and terms and tones. And that was a mistake on my part. That was a heavy mistake. I was ticked off by a lot of home stuff and stuff in the comment section and other areas on YouTube, and especially my wrestling channel. So I was I was like universally pissed off. But that was a mistake, and I apologized. And to me, when I apologize, that means I must have some form of regret. That's what my friend in Nevada had told me and taught me, that you apologize, you're saying that you have some regret, that you know, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there is regret, because I shouldn't do that to anyone. You know, I can't just say you're this like it's just a damn fact, because that's just stupid. You know, because that was just stupid of me. I know better, and I didn't act accordingly. So that's the definition of stupidity. So I knew better, but I didn't act accordingly, despite how pissed off I was, and really wasn't even caring to use this inside my head. So that was my bad. And I will make that mistake again. I am not going to bullshit anybody. I will make it again. And if I am called out on it, or if I can catch myself, I will definitely apologize. And when I apologize, I mean it. I'm not, when you listen to any video I've done, you don't hear me do those false apologies. You don't hear that. So that's what I do. When I say I'm sorry, I actually mean it. You know, I don't say I'm sorry, but you know, the way we feel, or I'm sorry if you feel that way. No, I don't do that. So, you know, just letting anyone who hears this know that's what this audio is about. I'm doing no damn video. I keep messing with the camera and keeps fucking with me. And plus, nobody wants to see this mug. Listen to my content. You know, don't be trying to look at me while you're driving, or you got kids around or something like that, and you got headphones. You know, don't be looking at me. Look at your kids and listen to me. Look at the road and listen to me. That's what I want. So I hope this explains a whole lot of things. You know, I mean, I guess I could put the link to the video where it is. I don't think we're going to be on the top or anything, but you know, you can listen to it and see what you think. It's roughly. And you know, one thing Peter has said, let's see. As I understand it, the first and perhaps easiest duty of Democratic/progressive person is to be an educator. And I think the most useful Democrats are the best and most accurate educators. So let's see what to be specific matters, and to be specific matters, and to speak to the most pressing issue, almost always economic, is critical. Okay, I just want to say there's no way you can be right now in this political climate Democratic and progressive. You can't. And the reason is because if a Democrat, if that political party, if that political mindset was actually worth its salt, then we wouldn't have to have the term progressive in our mouths when we talk about forward thinking. It used to be you were Democratic, and Democratic was also synonymous with democracy. Therefore, it made sense, but that's not how it works anymore. So that's why my other videos, I talk about the one party system, and we need another party. That's why I want the progressive party, the progressive policy party. That's why I want that. And so you can't slash two together. It's like when I first heard of a liberal Republican, and I was like, what? I'm like, what? And then I've heard progressive Republican, and this Republican is progressive. And it came from Cenk Uygur. And I'm like, yeah, you can say that. In the long term, it ain't true. They can say what they want. They can be ousted by the current super capitalist greedy party of the Republicans. But when it comes down to their vote, who will they vote for? Just like when it comes to Democrats, who are they going to vote for? It's obvious. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything. And if I missed anything, I do pre-apologize for that. I was trying to cover a lot of stuff. You want to, see the video that spawned my remark, and you want to see the conversation between Peter and myself, then I'll put the video link in the description. I'll do that, and you can go look for it there. So I'm just gonna close out because I know this is long. I haven't even checked it yet. This is, oh crap, this is almost 16 minutes. But yeah, I'm out. So this is Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.